What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode 213 of the Dumbos podcast. Hold Brew. Fellas, how you doing? How's your weekend?
What up, what up, what up?
Just a quick heads up, if I'm noticing technical issues over here. It's not showing up on Facebook, so anybody that's watching us, sorry if you're seeing any technical issues today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I seen a error coming in saying connect with some Twitter.
Yeah, we didn't make the X account because we're not paying for a subscription, so it's not up there. But we're good, man. Been here, but I've been roasting people all week on the internet. It's been a good time. Donald down there came in looking for violence today. He got rid of all them grays and hit the beard and hit the Just for Men up. And then Jay, you got on the deep V-neck in your shirt and you put the V in your beard.
Hey, look, he's already there.
Yeah. Pull that down, straighten that out.
That's just the natural look, huh?
Look, this V is so deep. If I reach back, I'm patting bare skin. Like I had to.
That V-neck was something Mad Dog 2020.
Close pin it together.
This is like it's down here. It's a deep V, like taco meat deep V. I couldn't wear an undershirt. I got to wear a beater, and it's still.
Who's holding the shirt?
I don't know what's crazier, the deep V-neck, or that you have never-ending story with. I don't even know what white girl is riding Falcor right there.
Caitlin, the best diva in wrestling history.
I can't see. Can't make it out like that.
So are we wearing the deep V because
your Amazon search card is crazy.
No, I just found it. I've been looking for this for forever.
Okay.
So, I was all rolled up in the back of the drawer. He had to iron it before you put it on.
This is a workout deep V. I'm not.
We know you ain't working out. What are you talking about?
The last time I wear this shirt. It's here for this nostalgia's sake.
Are we getting to the end of the shirts?
A couple more.
Okay.
A couple more.
You'll be able to ride it out
strong,
at the end of the
boy. Coming strong.
The rest of the year.
Jeez. It's been what? Beginning of summer into spring we've been doing this?
No. Oh, when it started?
Yeah, when we started.
I have no idea. I don't even know where
sometime in the summer, I think. I think he's been.
Yeah.
He said he had about 15 weeks worth. I think whenever we officially launched it. So we're about there, getting towards the end of the line in that regard. But we here, man. It's been a week.
A week. Been a week.
Yeah. So, I hate this damn green screen. I can't get it to work.
We got all kind of technical difficulties.
It's just going to be that kind of day.
Taekwon come in roasting too, looking like Ice-T and Def Jam Vendetta. Can we get a Def Jam re-release, because they're going back to making all the old school games again? Can we sign a petition somewhere to get that back on the 6 to get released out on PS5?
I wish.
Def Jam still a thing.
Yes, but that's EA big though. EA got control of all those IPs. Mm-hmm. So good luck trying to get that.
Characters.
I need that back in my life. They're doing a new Fight Night. They come out in 2026.
Because that Undisputed came out. That's why.
Yeah, they saw the success of Undisputed and were like, yeah, no, we're going to relaunch this.
I haven't heard anybody say they played it. Anybody hear any good reviews on it? Or
I heard it's really good.
I heard it's good.
I heard it's bad. So, yeah. But yeah, no, we got all the new releases. What's old is new again in the gaming world too, because they're remastering all that stuff.
That is the gaming world.
What's up, Nate?
Barry Donald today. That's where we're at. Hey, what are you drinking, Donald? What are you drinking? Fago Firework. Look at him. He went to Dollar General this morning to apply for his card back. He resubmitted his card application to get that card back.
Yeah. I got to hear from the committee in 2 weeks, because it didn't work for the wire, so
Did you put me down as reference?
I put Steve down as my reference this time.
It hurts.
Yo, conscious comment ain't gonna work in Def Jam. He gonna get smacked around. You can't have conscious comment out there.
Is I putting that one up?
I didn't read it all the way. I didn't read it all the way. Taquan slipped that one in on me. I didn't. The proofreading didn't catch that one before it went up, but it is what it is. Let Taquan get some shine today. So. First of the month.
This dude right do turn into a black mask, if you know what I mean.
Jesus.
Do that with eye hole.
That Pooh Shiesty. The Pooh Shiesty. Taquan, you're the draw, not the host. Yeah. I mean, hey, have at it, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah,
It's Jason's week, so I mean, Jason will gladly let you take over control.
Oh, yeah.
He's always bound to pass off work.
I'll acknowledge the OTH and the OTC, dog. So whatever commentator, commenter, whatever,
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Thought we'd have more banter about the weekend, but let's hop on to the show.
Well, breaking news. We're blocked by Shawn Michaels on Twitter. I don't know if you guys know that. HBK blocked us.
What did you
what?
Yeah, what you
Yeah.
I had no controls over the Twitter.
Put it all on me. I have
Maybe
no idea.
Chris didn't believe enough.
I have no. Yeah, maybe it was Chris. I got no idea why we're blocked by HBK. He posted, somebody retweeted something that he had posted regarding one of the Noah wrestlers coming into NXT. So I was going to bookmark it to save it to bring it up on the show, right? In my show prep throughout the week. And I couldn't bookmark it. And I'm like, why can't I book? So I hit HBK and it says, you've been blocked, Shawn Michaels. You can't save, bookmark, interact with that. And I'm like, what the hell, HBK? Like we put NXT over to the moon on this show and you out here blocking us.
He said, banned.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have no idea because we weren't blocked before, so this just happened recently. Mm-hmm. So I might have to go back through the Twitter timeline to see when we may have gotten the block and what it was received for because, yeah, we're very complimentary of NXT on this show.
Yes, we are.
That can roll into either two of my topics, either the block or the bringing in new talent. But we'll go with the block. So over the weekend, TikTok has been banning content reacting material of your popular content reactors. We thought about getting into that game. We've never got there. We did like watch alongs. What are your thoughts on that? And it's only just right now. It's only just TikTok.
I don't know because Instagram's been acting up too.
Oh, they've been.
Like I can't. There's like last week I couldn't post R1 Gotta Go because anytime I tried to post it, it would say like you can't do anything like with links, and I don't even post a link on there. Like it was acting up. Then
Nate, way to stand in support, Nate. Way to stand in support. You didn't put over Vaughn Wagner.
It's Donald Tate on Ridge. I think that's what it is.
It might have been. I don't know, but not because I know.
Yeah, it's
I know
like
this
Jason. There's constant stuff. Like I'm noticing so much stuff this past like 2 weeks.
Well, I just noticed now. Chris, you said with Instagram, because Instagram and Facebook are both under Meta now. I opened up Facebook and they changed the whole interface around. So like I couldn't find like the like button to like somebody's post. Like I couldn't see none of that. All you could do is add a comment. So I'm like, well, what is this? Because this is not how it's looked before. So I mean, look, the content game is always evolving and changing, right? It's never going to cease. Sometimes it outruns what you can keep up on. This guy. But
they've been using the content in their packages. Like when Funk came back, they used the content in the reactors in their packages.
Yeah, but if you're and we see this, the reactions to the reaction on YouTube and all that, like people are making mad money and they're not doing no content. They're skirting the algorithm. They're beating the system. Eventually, the system's going to catch up and put a way to kind of kibosh that, right? Like,
They said
and that's part.
They don't monetize it on TikTok
You get paid on TikTok
for reaction content.
I don't know specifically, but
yeah, I don't know. But
I seen something saying like reaction content doesn't get monetized.
okay.
But I guess you still get.
I mean, you still get based off of your interactions and your followers and all that. Like, you're still getting, in that regard. I mean, TikTok got a couple weeks left apparently, and then it's going to shut down sometime in January, right? I haven't heard nothing else change as far as somebody buying it to keep it up. So January, TikTok's going to go away. Now, what's going to replace TikTok? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. I wish I would, because I'd be a billionaire and wouldn't have to work anymore.
Look, whenever like Twitter became X and all those other Twitter things popped up, and then where have they really gone? Like nowhere.
Yeah, now
make your podcast was called Only Pods.
Only Pods. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, look, we're still trying to figure out how to get paid for this show. So, we're 4 dumb marks and haven't figured out a way to make money yet. But it is what it is. We'll
Head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/dumbmarkspod. Buy some merch.
I was actually surprised they got away with it that long, doing reaction content, because normally they would shut that shit down anywhere else.
Well, if you did it smartly enough, you knew where to put the brakes in.
Yeah.
So they couldn't hit you with a copyright, and it was still getting up, and people were still clicking on it. So at least that's how it was broken down on YouTube. Now, I don't have TikTok. I don't watch TikTok, so I don't know how the reactions go on TikTok. But, Taquan, your shirt will be there. I got a notification today. It said by December 31st. It got stuck in North Carolina when the hurricane came through. It's making its way down
in the mail.
We got to get them before the tariffs go up. So
I'll make sure it's there before January 20th.
Nate, I'm kind of with you. I'd be surprised if it really does go away.
I mean, they said it's done. They already signed off on it. Like, I don't know how you put that back in the bottle now, but
someone will slide in some money and all will be good.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, if there's somebody in the chat that can figure out a way for us to monetize this show, because we haven't been able to figure it out.
Jason just wants his own line of V-necks. That's all he wants.
Yo, I'm just gonna keep an eye and see how low that V drops, because right now it looks like it's about to be below your beater. That's underneath it.
Pause.
You can already see it
Because we might get hit, with a censor ban.
Or maybe we get a whole new audience. Who knows?
Maybe.
Loot this.
Donald will finally get his prison viewers. Just won't be that type of person.
So my other general topic was it was coming with the WWE ID. They signed their initial for roster talent.
Haven't heard of any of those 4 people.
That's where Cold Brew came from. Cold Brew Cappuccino Jones, or Cappuccino Jones. Cappuccino Jones. That's a name.
I thought you were going to go with, what was it, Jake something Cartwright or Cartwheel? Like
Jake Cartwheel Summit, Bryce Donovan, and Zeta the Real Deal Steel.
What the hell? Sound like a bunch of creative players.
That's what.
Yes, it does.
Sound like Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, Cappuccino Jones. Sounded like
Soda Popinski.
Coffee Black. We're out here rehashing.
What the hell? Come on, man.
What was Ricochet's name? Speed and Black.
Speed Black. Who was the dude at NXT? Pineapple. The pineapple dude.
I don't remember.
Coffee Bill Cake.
The real big dude.
No, he was a skinny black dude with an afro.
Nah, I don't remember.
Call him Pineapple
Nah,
Pete.
nah,
I don't know his name though.
it's probably Young Bull.
No, that's not who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Probably Vaughn Evans.
So it's coming out, when they signed their contracts, it's given they've touched more on that where WWE has the right to either refuse their contract if they get a contract offer, or sign or re-sign them to a full contract and move them down.
To an official.
So then they go ID to NIL then to Performance Center?
No, it would be ID to the Performance Center. And it's they have the first right of refusal. Yeah. If any other promotion were to offer an official contract. As far as what else has been reported, apparently based off of these 4 individuals, there's no restrictions as far as bookings with any other company. So if they were to be offered a booking at AEW or TNA, WWE is not going to prevent them from going and doing that booking. Because initially I saw like people were like, well, they're not going to be doing indies now and they're going to do that. And that's not the way it works. But Gabe Sapolsky is supposedly running this program for WWE. So
it's more like they can still work independent dates, just can't be signed to a contract with anybody.
Right. You can take bookings, but you can't. If you're offered an official contract, WWE can step in and say, no, here's a developmental deal, which may or may not be good because you could just sign people developmental deals, put them on the shelf for 6 months, and then re-release them, right? Like, So I don't know.
Stock for a bit.
It's like holding on to their rights for nothing.
So it's like them, controlling the rights.
I've seen the good and bad on both sides from various commenters. So
I mean, it's like it's like the NBA does with G leagues and contracts, like 2 ways and whatnot. I mean, the schools that are attached to it are all WWE based schools. It's all people that run WWE or are involved in WWE anyways, right? So they haven't
rated
like what was it? Seth, it was Cody, it was Booker T.
And then there was one other one. There was a 4th one.
It's not like they're out there just poaching talent. They're already in the system pretty much.
It's already exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, it's another avenue to get into, NXT and work your way up. Like I see both sides of the coin. There's positive and negatives to it. I think it's way too early in the process to just completely bury it and say WWE is going to ruin indies. I don't think Gabe is going to be the one to bury the United States indie promotions because Gabe ran Evolve for how long?
And he knows how it works.
He knows how it works. So the fact that Gabe is spearheading it, I put a lot of trust in what Gabe can do for the program, and going to see how it plays out. We're 3 weeks into this announcement. Let's pump the brakes on the doom and gloom and just end of the world for indie wrestling at this point in time.
Have you met social media?
Well, yeah, I have.
Then it shuts up the people who talk about signing athletes and turn them into wrestlers.
But they're still going to do that through the NIL deal.
Yeah,
they're still going to do that, but now you have actual wrestlers coming up through.
Yeah,
just like I always say, if you're good enough,
a little bit longer. That's all.
It's just like any other sport. If you're good enough, they'll find you.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
The fact that you took the time to spell out Antetokounmpo is crazy, Taquan. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. Like I said, it's way too early.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how this impacts anything? Who knows how long the process is going to take? Are they getting so much if they sign it with WWE ID? Like you get so much per NIL. Like are WWE paying these people at all, or is it just like a publishing deal where we have your rights and you're not making no money off the pub?
I don't know.
Because you know what I mean? Like music artists, they sign publishing deals, but you're not making no money off the pub. The publisher's making money off the pub.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the other thing that hasn't been reported or brought to light. Like, what's WWE get out of this other than having the first right to bring a talent to WWE because they're not making anything on the back end, and it's not like these indie promotions are cutting checks to WWE for having these people on their show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I mean, I guess more will come out and we'll see what happens with it, but
just to see how it plays out.
It is, it's 2024, man. The landscape has changed. There's stuff that has happened the last year or two that I never would have thought would have happened in pro wrestling.
Yep.
And a lot of that is attributed to the new guy running the helm and doing things differently. So we'll see.
So let's
we
get
may come back in 6 months from now and absolutely bury this program because of how negative it is. Who knows? Like, you never know, right? Like,
so let's get into the good and the bad of the week. Let's start with the good because I'm sure the bad's going to be fun. Who wants to start off with our Mount Rushmores?
I'll go. Jaida Parker and Lola Vice. Street fight Wednesday. Loved it. Loved every aspect of it. And again, I commend NXT for doing a street fight that drew no blood. You don't have to be like the others. Every street fight, there have to be crimson mask every time. The only thing I didn't like about it was that cinder brick. Was that brick part. That was the only off part, but everything else I liked it a lot.
I had mixed reactions watching it on Tuesday because I felt at times it needed more intensity and aggression for it being a street fight, especially with the beef these two have had leading up to this match. Like, I needed that aggression at a 8, 9, 10, where I felt like throughout different parts of the match, they were at like a 3, 4, 5 and were just working a regular match. Mm-hmm. It had its spots, it had its moments. Both ladies, went out there and did work. Like you, Donald, I didn't care for the brick spot because if you get hit with a brick, why is the match still going on after that?
Yes.
Like, you're going to use it to end the match. I think the right person won. I don't think it hurts Lola. Jaida is just she's on that next wave for me. Like, I need her elevated up.
Total package.
But there's a heavy slew of talent above her that are more seasoned.
Mm-hmm. She could replace one, I know of for sure. Who was in that 10-man? I mean, that 10 woman. She could have replaced one for sure. Jasmine.
Oh,
Jasmine don't need to be there.
Colonial?
No, Jasmine. Yeah.
I'm not mad with Lola and Jaida being on there.
Because I only watch 2 shows, and I'm not watching WWE right now.
Again, the ladies killed this week. That's where Mount Rushmore was. It was the women. Again, you had the 10-man, you had Lola, you had the Battle Royal on Raw, you had the tag match on the Saudi show, where they actually showed love over there. But what actually stood out was the 10-man, or was the 10-woman on NXT. That was and everybody shined.
All 10, everybody shined. I think the spot for me was Jordan Grace's comeback, where she went absolutely berserk.
Yeah.
Took everybody out. I like the spot, everybody hitting a finish type deal, right? But I think what they did a really good job of, one, again, Zarya, like a star, she gets the pin on Roxanne, but they planted the seed for her and Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about that match.
All in on that match.
We've already
all in.
I was talking about powerhouse versus powerhouse.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you caught it or not, but when they were, all 5 women were raising their hands at the end of the match, like, all 4 women are looking this way, but Jordan is looking directly down the line at Zarya, and I'm like, okay, yeah, give me that
And
ASAP.
standing over Roxanne.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, kudos to them in that 10-man tag or 10-woman tag. You know, implementing metaphor with Julia and them in the backstage segment, and then having them come out and having Julia and Stephanie just immediately, like, Julia was like, "Nah, we're not fucking around. I'm hitting a drop kick off the top rope and taking you out ASAP." And then Stephanie hitting Lash off the top rope, like, so you got that spin off there. Yeah, the women's division is cooking. It remains must-see TV on Tuesday night. And they even promoted next week's show with what? 2 women's matches.
Mm-hmm.
There were no men's announcers in the rundown for next week. They announced
why.
Yeah, they announced the follow-up with 2 women's matches. Nikita and RZA, and then Fallon and Kalani. So, like, that's what they promoted next week's show with.
It ain't Tricks Era no more.
We'll still get the time.
Get that man out of here, man.
Hey, I mean, Trick and Bully, they got the 9 o'clock hour slot, the crossover, right? But you open the show with women and you close the show with women. So that just goes to tell me how much emphasis you're putting on your women's division, and your women are outshining your men right now, especially going up against another promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So you won head to head, and you open the show with women and you close the show with women. So we beat you by featuring women on our show. Through all the bells and whistles that you put out there on Wednesday night, we beat you. And I started off and I'm like, all right, do I flip back and forth? Do I just watch one? Do I just watch the other? And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break this down segment by segment. So what did NXT have in their first segment versus what AEW had? And I'm gonna go down the line to see both shows, and it's all about layout. Everything from segment 1 till the end of the show on Tuesday night bled into something else that was on the show.
Too soon.
Wow. But yeah, it's really where AEW is falling short right now. Is their booking of the show, segment to segment, and the feel and vibe, and how one thing carries into another, and it sets up something later on, and then it goes next week. And that may be WWE having the 40-year head start that they had, where AEW is just 5 years into it. But at some point, that's not an excuse anymore. Like 5 years in, you should be able to lay out a show and flow through stuff. WWE NXT Tuesday
Feels like
night,
they're going more backwards than they are forwards.
Well, but NXT Tuesday night, in the first 24 minutes, they jam-packed that show in the first 24 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm talking mad shit in the first segment there, right? Before the first commercial break. You had first commercial break.
This is Mount Rushmore, or are we just going on a rant?
No, I'm just going on a rant because it like, actually breaking it down this way, like, I was like, this is where the differences lie. This is why people are tuning out of AEW. The first segment lasted 24 minutes. You had the hardcore match, Ethan and Ridge promo, which was outside of the arena. Love that. Kalani and RVD backstage. West attacked RVD. Javon and Wesley came out, and then the commercial break. You had all that shit, right? But each one of those things led to something else to further progress in the show. The attack on RVD led to what? RVD coming back out during the match with Wes and Javon. Kalani and RVD talking led to it just all bled into something else throughout the show. AEW will jam pack and put 7 things in their first segment, and none of it has anything to do with anything else. It's just stuff to put in the segment. That's the problem. And you can go segment by segment and break it all down. And really, when you look at it that way, it's like, this is how you start a show and this is how you end the show, and everything flows into it properly. You're not just filling shows to fill shows up with segments because you have a 2-hour block of time.
But that's what you like too. I mean,
And have an overloaded roster just to put people on.
I mean, what you're saying makes sense. I'm not disagreeing with it. But that's what you enjoy. You know, someone else might think the opposite.
Mhm.
No, I'm not saying that this is what I'm enjoying. I'm saying I'm looking at it and breaking it down as far as why AEW has fallen off, consistently dropped viewership and audience members over the course of time. It's because they don't know how to lay out shows. They're not laying out shows. They're literally just filling 2-hour blocks.
It's what they've been doing for a long time.
But it's not
Way
how
too
they
long.
started out.
No.
So that's what I mean. Like that, you want to pinpoint to dropping viewership. You want to pinpoint into people thinking less of your show. You want to pinpoint in loss of ticket sales. Everything correlates to you not being able to run a show properly. And you're worried about production for the in-house audience next year and what you're going to do to make them more entertained. The audience in the show is already there. You got their money. Why are you placating to them? Mike Mansouri was talking about production changes they're going to make next year to make the in-house audience experience better for the people sitting in the stands, not just focusing on the TV viewership.
They're already there.
They're already there. Exactly. Why are you? They're there. They're not changing. They bought the ticket. You got the money. They're in the house. You need to be focusing on the TV audience to make them not want to change the channel. NXT did a beautiful job on Tuesday night on Wednesday night of not making me want to change the channel. And when I did flip over, I saw one thing and immediately flipped back.
What did you catch?
Orange Cassidy being flung around like a rag doll by Claudio. And I said, nope, this is the guy that I'm supposed to believe is your number one contender to take out Jon Moxley. He took 7 backbreakers in a row and looked like a pillow out there. This is the top dog. This is the guy, the challenger.
Won't be watching it.
Chris.
Fantastic segue. I'm going to give it to Chad Gable and Dragon Lee on Raw this week. Really enjoyed that match. Couple segment match. Fan of both of those guys. I thought they delivered well.
That was really good.
Thought R-Truth had the line of the week. Kurt Angle shrunk.
Raw was a watchable show, like straight through. Good story,
Yeah,
good
there were
match.
just a couple things that it's Saturday night. I don't even remember what was all on it, but yeah, for the most part, it wasn't bad for being a pre-tape show too.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I thought the 4-way was good. With Priest, Dom, Sheamus, and blanking on the fourth now.
Damn, who was the fourth?
Yeah, but I
There
mean,
you
you had Bronson get in. Priest, Seth. I thought
Seth.
Priest was going to win anyways. Just kind of what they've done in weeks prior, but
I wasn't surprised Priest won, but kind of wanted Dom to
wanted Dom to win too.
Yeah,
You gave him the win last week. Let him.
it's
Double
heel
up.
versus heel. You're not going to do that.
when does that matter anymore?
Because they don't want Dom to be champ. That's what it is.
We want it. You what we want. My only gripe with Raw is them cutting into the New Day storyline.
This is when it's it's ECW week. We're going for nostalgia. We gotta bring it out.
Welcome back, Wavy D. My only gripe was them cutting into the New Day segment with the Wyatt Six. Like, I'm really interested in seeing what they do with this New Day.
Is it this week that's the New Day thing, or is that still in a couple weeks? I know they were talking about it, but I didn't catch when it was going to happen.
What, their anniversary?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's this week or the following week, but yeah, like I mean, even like the Wild Six with Miz and that, I love that vignette. Cross going into Pierce's office and saying what he said, like, it's stories and stories. Yeah. So,
Steve, who's your Mount Rushmore other than NXT booking?
I mean, NXT was like an obvious call this week because it was nostalgia done right. Like there was
kind of done right. I
don't know. Like what else could you have done that made that better?
The brick wall entrance.
Yeah.
I mean, you're using the music. You might as well just go all out.
Drake's hanging on the walls and you seen the brick behind. I was like, take it, pull it back.
I mean, Jason won the camcorder. That's all Jason won was the camcorder.
I mean, you're using everything ECW. You're using the music. You're just giving it the time and everything.
Not yet, DJ.
Damn brick wall.
Yeah, not yet, DJ. We didn't get there yet. My Mount Rushmore this week, it could have been nostalgia done right with everything with the ECW callbacks and everything. I thought the Rhino spot was tremendous. I thought that was great. I got a pop out of that with the gore on Stone. Devon bringing out the table was great. Dawn Marie looked amazing. Francine is always going to be in my top 3 of all time. Nunzio, like
mush.
I didn't need that match.
I didn't need Nunzio at all. Yeah. Or the family. Mush.
No, my
but it made sense.
Yeah, it did.
No, it don't.
my Mount Rushmore this week is going to be Harley Cameron. Her character work and development is she's entertaining. She's the Chelsea Green version of AEW.
She is.
I'm thoroughly entertained every single time she's on my screen. And the promo she cut last night with Renee was just pure wrestling entertainment. I loved everything about it. She's tremendous when she's on. She's improved as she's gone on throughout the year in the ring wise, match wise. So she's definitely working and developing and getting better there. But her character work has been solid. Like she's up there on as far as characters in wrestling go for me. So I'm gonna give Harley the nod this week to Mount Rushmore for that because she was highly entertained. I thought Rampage overall last night was great from a character standpoint. Like actually between Harley, Sheeta in the ring with her character, the vignette for the Vendetta with Deonna and Taya Valkyrie, like I thought character-wise, Rampage was tremendous. Like if you add that character work for your wrestlers and incorporate that into your show on Wednesday night, it'll be a much better viewing experience, in my opinion. But taking the dig at Shane there.
I'm only shaking my head because Harley Cameron is whatever her name is. Cringy. I hate it, but I can't turn it off. And I hate
Let's watch.
It's women's wrestling.
Yeah, so I'll go Harley on Mount Rushmore this week.
Nice. So let's flip side of the coin. Head on over to the mush. Anybody want to jump off with it? I'll go first. Nunzio's my mush. All right. And the family. I hated everything about it. From last Tuesday. I hated the call. I hated everything about it. And please stop chanting, you still got it. To old walked up ass wrestlers. You didn't have.
Thank you.
All he did was took bumps.
That's it.
I can get out there and take
all
bumps.
you have to do is take bumps and you get you still got it. Yeah. Call them out.
Trash.
I mean, yeah. As long as they don't die in the ring.
I'll do mine next. Mine is Adam Cole. Adam Cole's starting to get on my nerves now. I mean, this dude just came back and he's ripping through wrestlers. He's ripping through wrestlers that he's not even supposed to be ripping through. Buddy Matthews last week, Malachi this week. Next week is going to be Takeshita. It's just like I'm tired of his promos. I'm tired of him looking like Royce Gracie just came out of retirement to fight Matt Hughes. I am so over this man, and his gimmick is stale, super stale. Ever since I've been watching him in Ring of Honor, he's been Adam Cole Bay all the way until now. Dude got to leave the screen. I'm done with Adam Cole.
Is he getting a title shot next week, or is it an eliminator match? Or
no, it's to beat MJ. It's fighting. It's MJF hired Don Callis to take out Adam Cole, so Cole doesn't face him at Full Gear. So Duke Davis, shout out Duke Davis. Local indie wrestler here. Getting some AEW screen time there.
That was him. Okay.
Look tremendous. Looked like he fit within AEW. Didn't seem short at all. Made the most of his moments, which is anytime you want to do is maximize your minutes. Anytime you're given screen time. But they paid off Don Callis, and Don Callis put Takeshita to take out Adam Cole, which is why them two battled up the ramp at the end of the show, which was just overbooking for overbooking's sake. And
Steve, I think you're in the same dungeon that the Miz was in this week.
Yeah, I told you, dude. I'm so I don't know what's going
video.
on.
It's going like real slow, and
my green screen, it's all jacked up right now.
Chris is popping in a frame on me. He's just
really?
Chris got after images going on.
Yeah, just technical all the way around, I think.
Yeah, but yeah,
I did not pick that because I knew it was going to be somebody's, but yeah, that was bad. Like even the fans were booing when he kicked out of the Black Magic.
Kicking out of everything.
Black Mass.
Black Mass, yeah.
He's kicking out of everything, but he put them in one finisher, one signature move. They're done. Like, come on, man. We got to get some reality into this. I know it's wrestling. I know you're supposed to suspend your belief, but goddamn, come on now.
I can 100% believe Adam Cole can beat up Malachi Black.
Yeah.
I think they rushed him and Britt back. Too much ring rust. They both look off in the ring.
Yeah. Agreed. It's like neither one. I mean, Britt works all the time. So it's like, when does she really have the time to work on that? Adam Cole should at least be working on the ring rust.
And if MJF is off filming a movie, take Adam Cole off the screen. You can prolong the storyline.
They shouldn't even have gone back to it.
Yeah, they shouldn't even have gone back to the storyline in the first place.
And then why are you calling for a triple threat?
With who? I didn't see it this week, so
with Strong.
So Strong takes the pin?
No.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I already gave you some of my wish, but it was that match itself.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy getting thrown around like a rag doll for 10 minutes. Like, there's nothing to make me believe that Orange Cassidy should be the one challenging Jon Moxley. And then Darby Allin getting thrown the length of the entire ring into the turnbuckle by Claudio. Like, yeah, these are your two top baby faces that are going to conquer all and take over the Death Riders, who are no longer the BCC, the Death Riders now, which that's a stupid ass name. But
I got a prediction with Cassidy though.
You got just those guys just, yeah, they look like stars. They look like people that are gonna triumph over evil. They look like fucking JV football players in a varsity scrimmage. That's what they look like. Bums. This is terrible.
Necessary roughness when he pulled up with the bus with all the ex-con athletes.
Yeah.
We got the longest yard next.
Only thing I'm interested out of the whole story is what they're doing with Willa Yuta.
It's been the best part of the story.
That's part of my prediction.
Part of your prediction?
Yeah.
You've been the best part.
I'll hold off until we do Full Gear.
Still got time.
Yeah, March no selling
and they
everybody no sell everything. What it is.
They doubled down on burying Camille again.
Yeah. Quote unquote broke arm or something.
I wanted to say women's wrestling as a whole, but that at the expense of her, no.
Again,
I'm glad Chris is shining, but not at the expense of her.
First off, trying to run her down with the car like Rikishi was stupid. You said, like, why? And then you just further bury Camille again. Like, she might as well just leave the promotion after they're done with this angle. She has no validity to her at all.
Doesn't sound like it's going to get any better. That's a shame, too. Am I left?
Huh?
I'm the only one left.
Yeah, too.
All right, I got 2 for the week. Javon Evans 5-star shooting star press at the end on Wednesday. That was the shit.
Well, at least
that's where we got banned.
At least they didn't show the whole, like, the camera shot covered up some of it. He was way too far. But
you still say it.
Whenever West started like rolling back, I was like, why does West keep moving? And then like whenever he hit that, I was like, damn, wasn't even close. But DJ brought it up, another fucking title.
No, see, I'm not going to shit on this announcement. I'm not going to shit on this. I'm going
to shit on it because it's the U.S.
And then, the thing that like kind of boggled my mind afterwards was that like Cole was saying that Raw and SmackDown can compete for it.
Yeah.
Whenever, just like, okay, let's just fucking end brand titles and just have one belt and let them just do it. Then we eliminate more titles and overlap. So the champions go on to any show.
I want this one to be a single title across brands like the women's tag, because another one is just be too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So for the women's, I'm fine with that.
I'm interested in seeing the matches and who we start pushing for this, but
look, if you're I think the initial Cole last night with the Raw and SmackDown competing, I think that's going to be the crown, the first one, right? I don't necessarily know.
Don't want to get the Intercontinental title, women's Intercontinental on Raw.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but you have plans on going to 3 hours for both shows starting January. You're going to need something besides just a women, just the women's heavyweight title for women to get in storylines and do stuff for. So you need something there for them to fight for. So I'm not going to shit on it in that regard.
And I don't want it to be like, because it feels like all of Raw is in tag teams.
Yes, they are.
All of SmackDown is individuals. That's what it's feeling like. So make them overlap and don't be like you're the tags on Raw and the U.S. women's on SmackDown. Overlap it.
I mean, I feel like you're gonna be calling up more NXT talent to help fill that extra hour each week, right? Because you're gonna need to expand the roster, especially on the women's side. So yeah, have them out there and have them doing something else besides just one belt that they're going after. Like, to me, it's been long overdue. There should have been a secondary women's title in WWE. I don't, maybe, but they I mean, to crown the first one, they did say Raw and SmackDown. So I know, like, potentially there's rumors of draft talk happening again and coming out, but
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna. You just hate belts to hate belts.
Again, we just
Or-
had this
or
conversation a
working
couple weeks ago where we were saying that
Yeah.
there's too many belts on TV, and then we add another belt.
Yeah.
So, what's going to happen? It's going to, people are going to get the intrigue for this, and then what's going to happen? The division will get lost, like things have been done in the past.
It hasn't happened in NXT with the addition to the North American Women's title.
I feel like they needed that since they took the tag titles.
And
You
plus the
added another
division is-
belt there, and now you have a women's champion that is cooking, and now you have the North American Women's title that's cooking with matches and stories. So
I was okay with that because their roster is so large.
Mm.
what's what I mean? If you're going to expand the roster and call up more NXT women to fill your roster because you're going to a third hour, then yeah, you got to have something else
Rumored
for
to be
these
a third
women to
hour.
be
They
on
haven't even
TV
announced
for.
it yet.
Besides just having matches, because you're not going to be able to just have 20 people fighting for one title.
We'll see if they call anybody up.
I think Jakara and Lash.
The Lashes, yeah, that's what I heard. They're official. Well, they a metaphor anyway.
So speaking of titles, let's hop on over to our game.
Are we doing trivia again?
No,
Got something different?
we're doing something different. This is called Who's Your Champ? So we're taking the whole story, the whole year. You have the pen. I'm gonna give you. Oh, yeah, still people on the shelf. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Carmella is ever going to come back, honestly.
Yeah, because
Same with
God,
Bliss.
they talking about thing. She's about
Well,
to get axed.
Bliss was showing workout videos in the ring and everything else again. So I think she's more likely to come back. Dakota, Asuka, Charlotte, Shotzi. Yeah. Who knows what's going on with Becky?
Yeah.
Don't know if Becky's going to come back. They've been rumored to have talks. No contract has been signed yet, but the doors are still open and talks are still there. So, yeah, we'll see.
Jason, go over that rule again.
All right, this is Who's Your Champ. We're taking the whole year from the first till now. You have the pen. I have 6 titles. Who's your champ? And if your champ is still the current champ, I want to give you somebody who would have had a run going for, or who would have had a run in between.
Can we get an example before we start here?
Yes.
Because I'm
I
not.
don't have Gunther's title on here. So if I say you have the pen, who's your champ that's holding Gunther's title right now? And if you say it's Gunther, I want you to give me somebody who would have had a shot in between, who would have had a run. If you had the pen.
Okay, the pen. Okay, the pen. The pen.
Pen. I'm thinking he's saying
I'm thinking pen. I'm thinking he's saying pen. I'm like,
pen. What is he talking about? Like
the pencil. The pencil. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Enunciate your words, man.
Pen!
Do it.
How you gonna confuse pen and pen?
You're the one speaking. I wasn't the only one that wasn't hearing you correctly. Donna was the same way.
How do you enunciate the difference between pen and pen?
I literally heard
Enunciate the difference between pen and pen.
Tomato.
Is this Pam and Pam? Would it be Pam with an N?
So AEW TBS Championship.
Tap on her pen.
AEW TBS champion. Who's your champion right now? If she's a champ, who would you have had coming through as a champ? Who would have the title?
So these are people that I wish had the belt currently over the particular champion that there is now.
Or if you want her to stay as champion, somebody that she could have fought or
that would have challenged her or them. Okay.
All right. Gotcha. Okay, now it makes sense.
Okay.
That's a good one, DJ.
I'll go first. Still be my champion. if I had to pin.
She stays.
She stays your champ.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Willow as well. And then I need she's kind of tweener, right? But I need Willow and Sheeta to have a series. Like, to me, that's a feud that could have carried the summer for that TBS championship.
It's a feud that could happen anytime. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. For me, it would either be Willow or Statlander. Is one of the two. I think I would have put it more on Statlander than Willow. But yeah, Mercedes, she's not doing nothing for the title right now for me at all.
Yeah, I think Willow's stock right now, I think would have been a really good and entertaining title run. So,
I mean, she did have the belt for a little bit.
Yeah, just would like to see that longer.
Continued it, yeah.
Yeah.
WWE Intercontinental Championship currently held by Braun Breaker.
Chad Gable.
Not had Chad would have had a run for me too.
Yeah, Gable. And then as far as challenger for Gable,
Main event.
Just Raw roster wise, right? Because it's on Raw. I would go Gable. And honestly, I would have had Otis. I'd have pulled the trigger and gave them the one. They had the story built in for it. You have the clash of styles, size and speed. I think Gable would have got Otis to be a more serious wrestler in the ring, potentially. Like, draw that out of him. Not necessarily at the start of the feud, but by the time we got to the match for the title, we would have got serious Otis out there. So yeah, I would have liked to seen that run. So give me Gable with the belt and have Otis challenge him.
I would have Gable with the belt. He would have beat Gunther at Mania. And I would have had Gable fight Karrion Kross. You have to do something with it.
They're slow playing Kross.
Yeah. With like him and his group, like you have to do something. And the Intercontinental title with him and Gable would have been interesting story-wise. Because you had it built in with Alpha Academy and
Final Testament.
Yeah, Final Testament.
So you'd have kept Gable a face then?
Yes, would have.
Definitely Gable. I would have even liked to seen Jay's run last longer too. So they're one of those.
No.
He finally wasn't participation news.
No. No.
Yeah, don't sit on it. Kross is not.
The all-weight world champion held by Chris Jericho.
Anybody. I don't care. Anybody.
I'm gonna keep it on Mark Briscoe. And I want Samoa Joe as a challenger.
Gotta let Roderick Strong have a run.
For me,
was he ever?
Nope.
No. That's a good
Strong
one.
would have been good. A serious Daniel Garcia. None of that dancing shit or whatever. A serious run with Daniel Garcia.
What you're getting now?
Fake.
So word on the street is talent backstage in AEW morale is boosted because of the ROH TV deal negotiations that are ongoing and landing potentially on True TV. So a lot of the roster is excited because it'll actually, in their eyes right now, feel like they'll have something to work for and actually be utilized. Don't know if that'll come to fruition.
I'll see it.
But if they do get a TV deal, and that's the reason why Jericho has the belt, you have to split the roster, right? You have to make ROH its own thing at that point in time, right? Like, no more cross, no more nothing. Like, you have to, for it to be a viable, watchable product every week, you're going to have a legitimate ROH roster.
Should you? Yes, 100%. Will they? I don't have faith in it.
If they wanted to build it up, why not put their women's champ on TV sometime?
What a concept.
I mean, damn.
WGP World Heavyweight Championship, Zack Sabre Jr.
I'm going to leave this on Zach. I know he just won it, but I'm going to leave it on Zach. And as far as challenger, which we may see, give me David Finlay.
I was going to go the same route. Leave it on Sabre. Finley's the challenger.
It's a good one. Yeah, I need to get caught up on some New Japan stuff. I saw Ricochet's coming back to challenge for Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Dynasty.
So, yeah, but I'm cool with keeping Zach as the champ right now.
If he really wants something, Zack Sabre Jr. and then his challenger would be Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke's going back to Noah.
Bring it
in
in
January.
I think
Speaking,
he's getting drafted to Noah.
This almost made my mush of the week. But how do you have Kenny Omega come back in New Japan? Omega hasn't been seen or heard of on AEW television at all. He's in New Japan, and he runs an angle with Gabe Kidd where they basically recreate the him and CM Punk brawl at the Brawl Out, and they run that angle, and it's getting promoted all over New Japan, all over, Japanese news is picking it up, everything else and all that. So arguably your number one top dog star in AEW, who's been out for how long with diverticulitis, he comes back, and what's the first thing you do? An angle in New Japan.
They haven't called him the bullpen yet.
because Moxley runs the show.
And his first match back is going to be in New Japan, not AEW. When the Young Bucks come back to TV, their first match is going to be in what? New Japan, at the beginning of the year, not AEW. So your three EVPs who founded the freaking company that's been in business for 5 years are coming back for another promotion. How, Sway?
Got that buyer's guilt now. Damn, we should have
have the NXT Women's North American Championship. Fallon Henry. Kiana James would have been my initial winner. Fallon would be a champ now.
I'd have Miss Parker. I'd have Miss Parker and I'd have Cora, even though Cora just came back, but
that could still happen.
Mm-hmm.
Depending how the storyline goes.
I would have kept it on thing. Damn, I just forgot her name real quick.
Kalani.
Yeah, Kalani. I would have kept it on Kalani and have Nikita take it off of her.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she just came back.
Yeah, I think I would have kept it on Kalani too. It made sense whenever Fallon took it, but
Yes, it did.
so yeah.
I was actually surprised she wasn't the initial.
Yeah.
Truly.
Last one.
Lastly, we have the AEW World Championship.
Anybody else?
Swerve is still my champ.
Swerve is still champ, but Hangman takes it off of him in this new Hangman heel turn.
Swerve as my champ, but I'd like to see him and Jay White go at it. If Jay White don't get injured this year, like take injuries out, but him and Babyface Swerve against, Gun Club Jay White, I'll take that feud any day. Jay and Hangman for me is the most interesting thing in AEW right now.
I mean, I don't think Swerve and Hangman, I don't think that's a storyline that I'll ever get really tired of right now.
No, that's on my short list for feud of the year is Swerve and Hangman. They're top 2 or 3 for me as far as feud of the year.
Definitely. I definitely would have liked to see Swerve keep the title more. Definitely Hangman, Jay White. Maybe even another match with Ospreay in there too. Not saying he should have been the one to take the title off him, but just another match. Swerve just delivers in the ring.
I mean, not for nothing. Like, I know the Hurt Syndicate just came out on Monday, and they're starting, but I'm liking what they're doing. I don't know how much creative control they have, but I feel like they're driving the bus a lot with it, and dropping the MVP business card to Mercedes, dropping it to Max Caster, him still carrying it around in his jacket. They're causing friction between the Acclaim there. The stuff with Ricochet, backstage, and then Ricochet bringing out Hobbs this week.
Yeah,
for me, Hobbs is a natural fit in there. I said that way back when the rumor was that they were going to form in AEW. That you had, we brought that up. I think that was a question we asked. Who would you have as the 4th member? And I said Hobbs, to go with MVP, Lashley, and Shelton. Like,
makes sense.
If you give me a 5-man group of MVP is the mouthpiece. You got Lashley, Shelton, Hobbs, and Ricochet. I'll put them up over the Death Riders.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about presentation real quick? Because
it's your show. You driving the bus, bro. Whatever you want to talk about.
I'm just saying because after, like, between the Hurt Business and, like, I guess you could say ex-WWE, just the presentation, the wrestler wise, it just leaps and bounds different.
What you
mean? You talk about like the Hurt Syndicate from the Hurt Business?
No, just like the Hurt Business compared to everybody else on the roster.
Oh, in AEW?
And everybody else looks indie. Moxley looks like gold. Everybody else looks like indie. Everybody needs to come up full circle to matching presentation.
Now, are you saying that because you're just so ingrained in WWE that, like, the presentation is gonna feel off automatically? Because that's like an unconscious bias that you're just looking for, even though you're not looking for it. Like, it stands out because it's been ingrained that way.
Yep,
like, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people on AEW that need to step up their presentation game to not feel like they're wrestling at the VFW down the street from my house. Like, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, that's everybody.
But there's definitely, I feel like that ingrained unconscious bias that comes through where it's like, all right, this looks hokey because it's not what I've seen for 30 years watching wrestling. Like,
I do have that bias.
We know.
No, but
there's nothing new here.
I will,
but I've been saying it for a while that AEW, like, most of their wrestlers are their indie characters just placed on AEW.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like AEW is like a nationally branded indie promotion. They just bought their characters, like, for example, Orange Cassidy, the same person all the way through. So his presentation isn't going to change.
Yeah, I will say though, like, having, and whether it's the suits or not, but like Shelton, MVP, and Lashley coming out in the ring, like there is a different.
That's a
vibe, different aura. There's a different, it's definitely there. And those are, 10, 12, 15, 20 year season pros at this point too, right? Where, like, you got to take that into account. But there's there's not too many guys in AEW where if you just roll them out to the ring, go, okay, I get it. Right? Like Swerve has brought that throughout his time at AEW, right? Like
he's a mix, and it's perfect. He's a mix between indie and have the presentation.
But he's evolved it and he's changed it since he first signed with AEW till now, to where it's like, okay, Swerve comes out and you go, yeah, got it, right? Like there's certain
Jungle Boy stepped it up. Oh, Jack Perry, his presentation,
agreed,
is real good.
Yeah, but there are certain guys, and I think Donald, like what you brought up, that's hurt is that a lot of those guys haven't evolved or changed anything. Jericho talked about that way back when on his podcast, but like, and I forget who I was watching this week. Oh, Seth. I was watching Seth Rollins on the Pivot. But Seth said, because they were like, you know, you've been the architect, you've been the visionary, you've been Messiah, you've been this and that, like everything. And Seth's like, yeah, you got to constantly change and give them something different. Hangman for me is the only guy in AEW that is a completely different person, character, iteration, everything from whenever he first signed day one.
Yes, he is.
He's the only one. Like, I feel Sheeta in Pockets has done a good presentation, and it, you know, her new vibe and character comes off good, but she's not on Dynamite for whatever reason. They only want to put her on Rampage. So people aren't seeing it. Like,
yes.
But there definitely needs to be an adjustment and change.
They have to. Like, people's going straight 5 years on to the same character, and it's getting stale. It's getting
like, how many times is Lance Archer going to pick up some schlub backstage and put him through the ceiling? Like, it's the same fucking thing. Now, MJF is kind of evolved and changed a little bit, but, you know, he was with, you know, Team Cody and everything else to start out, but we all knew what MJF was. So, like, he was the, you know, the sheep in wolf's clothing. So, you know what I mean? Like, he was always that guy. It just took a little time for it to come out. But, and some people have changed in a way that's not necessarily a good look for him. A la Sammy Guevara. I think Sammy's presentation and his presence and everything else is drastically dropped from where it was.
From day one,
You can come back out with the panda head.
Let's not do that.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the women have done a better job of it than the men. Like, you can pinpoint, you know, 2 or 3 guys. Men's side, I think the women have done a way better job of it. But yeah, it's just, there is a difference whenever you see a handful of people come out in AEW, and it's like, why can't that, like, why is that not the standard
being utilized for everybody else?
Yeah. Like, okay, cool, guys. Yes. You had this character on indie. Yes. That's why people fell in love with you. Yes. That's why we signed you. Yes. Okay. Yes. But how do you take that from the 20-seat gymnasium and bring it across a nationally televised audience to make them feel you, connect with you, want to rock with you, and want to cheer you or boo you? And some may say that that's not even necessary in AEW because AEW sickos are what they are, and they're just going to continue to do what they do week in and week out.
It's all about the Wrath Clan.
Chris has been extra quiet down there. I don't know if he just got nothing to say or what.
He used it all up last week.
I'm surprised he's still here 2 or 3 weeks after Daniel Bryan lost to Moxley.
Whole time, just been wondering why I'm still here.
I think Chris lost his smile. He no longer enjoys the debate, the back and forth.
It's
the discussion. He's like literally, he's viewing this as a 9-to-5 job he hates and doesn't just shows up.
get up and I'm too old for this shit. We're talking one more day. Well, thank you for watching episode 213 of the Dumb Marks Podcast. Cold Brew. Find us on all social media platforms at Dumb Marks Pod. Hit us up on Spotify. And go buy some merch on Pro Wrestling Tees. Did I nail it?
No, this is terrible ending.
Final thoughts, final thoughts before you run out of that.
Oh yeah, anybody got any? Yeah. Anything else they want to add?
Final thoughts, quote of the week. Like, what are we?
I need y'all to talk about some final thoughts because I don't have a quote. So go ahead.
Not prepared.
Couple things. So WWE has put up their overseas run that they're going to be doing next year. A lot of shows, a lot of dates. Word is AEW is going to run the O2 Arena for All In, but they can't make the announcement until after WWE is done with their run over there. So it won't become official and tickets won't go on sale until like March or April, whenever that European run ends. Don't ask me why. I don't know if it's something as far as negotiation and contracts and everything else, but allegedly that's the deal with that.
They just want to take advantage of that time.
Yeah. Elimination Chambers, Toronto, March 1st. Grizzled Young Vets are the New Japan Strong Open Weight Tag Team Champions. They beat TMDK yesterday. So again, AEW signed group doing stuff in New Japan.
They had 2 appearances on TV, and that's it. For me, 2 appearances.
Yeah, with FTR, they were supposed to have a feud with FTR, and then got off TV, and you never got that FTR feud.
Grit your teeth.
What else? Here's the typical Meltzer plug. This fucking Mark. This guy is the absolute worst. Here's what he tweeted out about the ratings from Wednesday night's war. NXT beat AEW last night 619.17 versus 523.16 for AEW. NXT does have the edge in being in 9% more homes as a network station. Really, like, why is this guy still relevant?
Because people make them relevant.
Like you cape so hard, it's unbelievable.
He broke it down to households.
Yeah, 9%. Where did you get that figure from? Right? Like, another thing, New Japan announced the blocks for the World Tag League. That's going to be going on for World Tag League 2024. Malachi Black had to get on social media and say that he's not retiring. He's not leaving AEW. He's not doing anything after the match with Adam Cole because of the hug. The fact that he has to do that and constantly say that, listen, I haven't been injured. I haven't been this. I haven't been that. How many times do I have to tell you guys? Makes me hate the internet wrestling community that much more.
Tell the camera.
I think I like Brady King's excuse better, that he was going to open up like a cat thing or something. I forget what it was. But
a cat circus? He's going to travel around with his cat circus?
Yeah.
Why don't they tell the AEW production team to turn the camera off or, get away from all that?
Yeah. And then
that's simple.
Two anniversaries that are coming up, that one in wrestling, one outside of wrestling. So I don't know if this was officially promoted by WWE yet, but I saw that Friday, December 6th, 2024, there would be the 28th year anniversary of Trish and Lita main eventing Raw. So they have a photo of Trish and Lita together for Team Bestie, the main event in Columbus, Ohio. I'd have to fact check that, but apparently they're going to be doing something to celebrate the 20th anniversary there of that match for women main event in Raw for the first time. And then lastly, this is probably one of, I would say all four of us, definite childhood memory and nostalgia coming back with the Last Dragon. The movie The Last Dragon's 40th anniversary celebration will take place in New York City.
Can I get a DVD release?
There are tickets available for purchase. But yeah,
We're old.
show enough.
That's all you need to say.
Did you find a quote?
I did. Also, rest in peace, Candyman.
Yeah.
Yes.
2024 is taking out a lot of
Man.
legends, man. I'm not, it's making me feel super old because of the people that have passed away. But yeah, I mean,
that's very
Quincy
sad.
last week, Candyman, like it's been a rough year, 2024 goes. So.
And for a quote of the week, the secret of getting ahead is getting started.
I swear it's
Enjoy
something we
your
had that
weekend.
before.